Irving Howe was a socialist critic and a Jew. Howe, during his years as a writer and residence at the University of Michigan in 1967 to 1968, he was born at Irving Howe St. John 11, 1920, at the Bronx, New York, U.S. He died May 5, 1993 at the age of 72 at Manhattan, New York, U.S. His occupation is a writer, public intellectual. His nationality is American. Holiness discovered the life of Howe as a social critique.
One of the difficulties that we face today is that there is a deep moral and intellectual crisis of the American ruling class. Don't ask me who the ruling class is. Whoever it is. You
know who you are.
His political awakening began in 1930s and 1940s as a teenage Marxist. A half-century later, his aversions hadn't much changed, but his ways of understanding had. Instead of an analysis, he expressed simple moral outrage. And his intellectual evolution has meaning for today's left, and certainly it does. It is to be found in his struggle to transcend a sectarian mindset while remaining principled. Political and economic unfairness made him brittle. His bristle of someone blamed those suffering social pain for their predicament. Howie born in Houston said that he stumbled into socialism at the age of 14, but deep wars abounded. Depression at home, the rise of Hitler and Stalin abroad, and then there was a Bronx to which his poor Yiddish-speaking parents came to Bessarabia. Waves of Jewish immigrants had arrived into the New World fleeing upheaval and anti-Semitism. They felt, Howe wrote, as if always on the edge of foreseen catastrophe. He joined the Young People Socialist League, was a Trotskyist and then a devoted member of the Sackmanists. This splinter move emerged from the debates in the years between the Moscow trials and the Second World War. Then came what Howe and the Kosser believed, emblematic of everything that could go wrong to the left. The third period, the Comintern decreed that the revolutionary offensive against capitalism and had lasted roughly from 1917 until Lenin's death. But from 1924 to 1927, capitalism stabilized. Now, a third period would bring its death agony. Performers were objectively on the wrong side of the bifurcating world. This mentality proved catastrophic, particularly Germany, where fighting social democrats, social fascists, became a priority. In 1972, Howe wrote a famous critique to Philip Roth. He didn't find that his botany complained anti-Semitic, as some claim. It was indeed a funny satire, but he judged to be serious of culturally laden skits with no real bond with a long tradition of often humorous Jewish self-criticism. Roth's stand-up 1960s American jury failed, where other writers, Anderson, Faulkner, Hardy, succeeded. They drew from the past of the changing or disappearing worlds in order to transcend them. Howe reiterated his point in The World of Our Fathers, his prize-winning book of Eastern European immigrant jury in America.